It's a funny thing, isn't it, with Meghan and Harry and those titles. Seemingly, of course, they flip back and forth. Suddenly Sussexes, suddenly Archwell, suddenly Mountbatten Windsor. You know, they must wonder when they wake up and an Amazon delivery turns up what name it's for. Is it for Archie, Lily, Prince Archie, Princess Lily, Princess Lily? But everywhere you turn, there's a U-turn, isn't there? They're a bit like politicians, Meghan and Harry, aren't they? They can't decide exactly what they wish to be called. Or can they? Because out in Canada, quite frankly, Meghan has suddenly adopted yet again a more regal stance. And this is, of course, from a woman who basically said nobody needed to curtsy in front of her. She certainly didn't like following behind Catherine, the Princess of Wales, and really loathed, according to some, curtsying to William and Catherine. But times change, right? Morning, how are you? Nice to see you today. Thank you so much for your time. By the way, I wanted to share this little bit of gossip with you. Who remembers the milk tray man, remember? Now, this milk tray man used to deliver chocolates to a lady without actually saying anything, climbing through the window, all that sort of stuff, and then, you know, leaving a box of chocolates on the bed or the sofa or somewhere like that, and then she would discover them. All because the lady loves milk tray. According to an internal document, apparently they were thinking about reviving this particular ad, bringing it back in the 21st century and reversing it, yes. So the woman would be the mysterious deliverer, and of course this would be for the man. Yeah, I mean, you know, really. This was kind of like a spoof of James Bond, if you didn't know the ad. But how ridiculous. You know, why not just go back to what sold the chocolates? But no, always has to have a tick box, doesn't it? Fascinating stuff when you live in this mad world we're now currently living in. Now, this is the very same thing I would say about Meghan and Harry, because as I said, you know, Meghan Markle claimed herself that she didn't really like titles and certainly didn't want to have all of that curtsying and bobbing up and down. Liked it when it happened to her, didn't want to do it herself. But as you can understand now, they've rebranded and removed and repackaged so many different things to a brand new name, like Sussexes, yeah. And then, of course, now they've decided that they really do need to capitalise on that royal connection. So when they rock up anywhere now, and that's including Vancouver in Canada, of course, they have to be introduced as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. So very much leaning towards everything apparently they were running away from on that worldwide privacy tour. You get the picture. What I find fascinating about this is this. Not only once they've been introduced as that at those big events, and this is literally capitalising on their royal connection, but if you are lucky enough to meet them in the lineup or anything like that afterwards, once you've introduced them, you know, they've been introduced to you, then apparently according to their protocol and rider, simply sir for him and ma'am for her. Yeah, you know, I mean, truly, why would you? Now, this is a woman, of course, who, for a moment at least, seemed to thrive on returning back to be called Meghan Markle. And that wasn't really a real name either. Rachel Markle was a real name, so of course, showbiz name, she's put that back together. So do remember, though, of course, if you do now meet the ex-royals and you're going to introduce them, it has to be the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and thereafter, Sir or Ma'am. Now, how much royal could you get without being royal? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.